Let's talk about Trey McKenney. Trey McKenney is one of my favorite recruits in the country. You are more plugged into the recruiting scene than I am. I just know you like following that level of basketball more than I do. I like when you come to me with names and you're like, Greg, you got to see this kid. And then you put me on and I get really excited. You like to just discover these guys on your own and watch film and all that. Trey McKenney, I don't think you and I have talked about too much. He's one of the names like I've discovered on my own because he's so good. I have to discover him on his own. He's a riser that originally looked like he might stay in state, grew up a Michigan fan, and now there's a lot of programs on him from all over the country. I think he could very easily end up at a blue blood if he wants to. Well, he took an official visit to Michigan State yesterday, Cart. Notable because, again, grew up a Michigan fan. Sounds like he may be changing his tune.
And that would be music to my ears. Trey McKenney is one of my favorite players in this class. Obviously, he's a Michigan guy, plays at Orchard Lake St. Mary's in the prep scene around here. And actually, I guess I would call it acquaintances. I'm acquaintances with one of Trey's trainers, Andrew Myers. I think he's currently the coach at Pontiac, but he played at Clarkston, played at Aquinas. I forgot where else he played at, but I know he transferred somewhere. But anyways, Andrew's actually a trainer in this area. He has crazy work ethic, and every single video that I see of Trey is he's in the gym. Like, this kid is in the gym every single morning, working on his game, locked into his craft. On game days, he's in the gym. On off days, he's in the gym. This kid is like a gym rat, work ethic type kid. And you can see it on the court. Like, his bag is insane. Like, he has a bag of an advanced level player. Like, I don't know if his to me, his measurables aren't elite. Athleticism not elite, but he's just a pure bucket getter and has so many like moves in his bag. And to me, I didn't get attached to him enough because I'm still convinced that he's going to be in Chrysler and he's going to be busting Michigan State's ass for years to come. Now, Justin did warm my heart a little bit with this article, but
let's read the quote. Let's read the quote.
Do we have to?
Yeah. So this is from Justin Thind, 24/7, friend of the show. He had an interview with Trey where Trey said this. That's definitely gone out the window, speaking about his Michigan fandom growing up, because you start to see the real things play a factor. When you're a kid, you can't really see those type of things. Pretty big quote there, I would say. What do you think those things are that he's referring to? You can't see those things. What are those things?
That they stink. That admissions is funky.
Does he care about admissions? Does a 5-star high school recruit care about admissions?
No, probably not. That's why I'm not. That's why I'm not like, I don't know, buying this quote. Like, the whole people like to lean back on. There was Draymond bringing up on an interview a long time ago on a podcast that he was thinking about going to Michigan, then went to Michigan and realized that those guys are, throw it in quotation marks, soft, whatever other word you want to use. And he went to Michigan State to be a Spartan dog. I don't know. I'm just not buying it with McKenney. I think he's going to Michigan or a blue blood. I think that's the path.
He's visited Michigan State, I feel like, a lot of times now. I'm starting to take this serious. I'm opposite of you. I don't think he's going to end up in Michigan. I wish he did. I would love it if he did. The dream for me was always like McKinney and Acuff together. Like, that's a whole new program if you have those two together. I think this quote means something. I don't think it's like program shifting for Michigan, but I think it's real. I think it's genuine. Like, I think the sentiment of like, oh, I was a fan of that team, and now that I've learned more about it, there's not as much to be a fan of anymore is real. And I say that because, like, I went through my own experience with that, just evaluating where to go to college. Like, I visited Michigan thinking it was my dream school, and then I was just like put off by the whole aura of leaders in the best. Like, it bothered me. It was such a superiority complex that it just didn't mesh with how my brain is wired. So Spartan dog, for the record, not how my brain is wired. But some people are, especially like 5-star athletes seem to really gravitate toward the concept of being a Spartan dog over being whatever it is at Michigan. So I'm taking that quote serious. Not great to hear that as a Michigan basketball fan at this point. Like, greatly wish that that wasn't the case. But I feel like there's a good chance Izzo swoops in and steals McKenney. That's where my head is at right now. I think he has all the momentum on the recruiting trail in the world. And like, if you're McKenney and you show up to Michigan State facility and the first thing you see is Tyson Walker and Xavier Booker and Cohen Carr, aren't you just like, damn, I want to be I want to be a part of that group right now?
Yeah, and last thing I'll say on this is, and actually credit to both programs. There's no lack of effort on McKenney as far as what they're doing. They're at every single AAU game front row. It was actually big news last year. The day after, or the afternoon after, actually, that Michigan State lost to Kansas State, Orchard Lake St. Mary's was playing at the Breslin Center, and Tom Izzo was back in the Breslin Center front row watching McKenney. So he's at every single game. You know, they're making themselves known. Same with Juwan and his squad. So they're going all in on this kid, and whoever does get them is going to get an unreal basketball player.
Yeah, one of the most fun recruits to come through Michigan in a very long time. Tough to keep those blue bloods away.